What is up, everybody? It is Tuesday night. I met Rashawn Gary today. Did some video content over there at Lambeau Field for Kwik Trip. Let's have ourselves a show, you know what I mean?
It's Green Bay when that back come. Watch when it touch down. Intercept your bag and you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down. It's Green Bay when that back come. No rats, we stacking cheese. It's Green Bay when that back come. I got a plug like Poe and that's on me. It's Green Bay when that back come. Watch when it touch down. I intercept your bag and you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down.
What is up, everybody? It is Tuesday evening. We're having a good time. All right, today was pretty awesome. We'll talk a little bit about that. You know what I mean? We have a fun guest joining me. Tyler Herrick from Cheesehead TV is going to jump on here in a few. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of the show, Kwik Trip. You see me wearing the merch? See you next time. They got all types of great merch over at QuikTripMerch.com. Check it out. Go get yourself some. And when you're doing game days, and you got to get your brew, got to get your food, got to get your grub, got to get your pizza, got to get your chips, got to get whatever the stuff that you eat for game days. Head over to Kwik Trip. They got you set up, you know. That's where I get all my stuff, you know what I mean? QuikTripMerch.com. Also, they have all types of good merch. I have a lot of good merch coming up too, you know what I mean? But what is up? What is up, everyone? The Packers are 3-1. They're 3-1. Dude, since that 0-1 start, dude, things have turned a little bit. But we have ourselves a guest. Who is it? Let's check it out.
Hey!
Let's give a round of applause. No. You gotta give a round of applause.
Cheers.
We got Tyler Herrick in the building.
What's up, my superstar, my guy, my superstar out here? You're working it with the Kwik Trip fam. You got Kwik Trip out here, bro. You got Rashawn Gary. You got the Kwik Trip social team. Who else? You got some other influencers out there, dude. You're like a full blown influencer at this point.
Yeah, today was awesome. We got Ryan Rubel. He does some like Wisconsin type of content.
Love it.
He's the man. And and we were out there with the. I was actually really stoked to meet the ladies behind Kwik Trip who run their Twitter, because you're a social media guy. You do social media for Cheesehead TV. They do excellent, and I thought that before I was sponsored by them. You know what I mean? So
they do great. They're hilarious. They've got that like subtle sassiness to them. You know what I mean? Like that. It's the perfect Twitter voice. It's like the 16-year-old Gen Z. You know, like out here. Like as a brand, like there's nothing more like genius than that comedy wise. Like I think it's hilarious. They do a great job. That's cool that you got to meet them.
Yeah, I like that they go at other gas stations. So, you know, kind of like Burger King does, like there's other like fast food places. Like I think
that is hilarious.
I like that. I think it's awesome. But we got Tyler Herrick, Cheesehead TV's own. You know, well, before we get into that, I will just say, because I don't want to talk a bunch about, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. But like Rashawn Gary is like one of the most awesome humans. Like I kind of get nervous around players.
Yeah, how was that? Like it was cool. First of all, what were you even doing? I know you can't give away too much, but what were you doing there?
We did a video, and then we did all a different type of video stuff. But
cool.
There'll be a video coming out.
Love it.
With Rashawn Gary and with Kwik Trip and Ryan Rubel, who he makes great content.
Awesome.
He's awesome. But like meeting Rashawn Gary, like he was just he's so like all the players that I've met are like so normal. Like they're not like you wouldn't know that they're a player. Like just how cool they are. And Rashawn was just so cool. You expect like when you meet players that they're gonna be all like Hollywood and all like strutting. I mean, I've never had that though. All the guys that I met, like Clint Dix and Preston Smith, now Rashawn Gary, and there's other ones. I've never met a player that was like all like diva-ish and all like, you know, big time. So like it's cool. It was awesome to meet him. It was because like you have the AJ Dillon show is over on Cheesehead TV.
Yes, sir.
And, so you chat with him. How I watch it, but like, how is that?
Man, it's just like you said. He's the most normal, down to earth. I mean, obviously, he's incredibly smart. Like we don't even like, when it comes to like players and stuff like that, like you want to like give them a heads up what's going on, and we give them the basic heads up, like here's what we're going to talk about on today's show, like that type of thing. But man, like he is so on it. Like you could you could throw a curveball at him with like a joke or something funny that you thought of, or a little quip about something that he just said, and he's going to just talk to you like he's going to throw it right back at you. He is super smart, dude. It is hilarious, man. It's exactly as you said, man. They're just totally normal people, man. It's like you and I just having this conversation, just chatting, having a good time, man. But AJ especially, dude, he's hilarious. He's smart, like he knows what he's talking about. That guy is like, I kind of like, it's almost like sneaky smart, right? Because he's this big bruising like running back. You don't almost suspect it, but man, he knows what he's talking about. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think that show is awesome. I just realized I just forgot to turn my light on, but I think my lighting's all right. But
yeah, I have my light right here, but it was a little too bright, so I turned it off. But we're vibing. It's cloudy here in Arizona. It was raining today. It was raining in Arizona, which is a rarity out here. But we're having fun, man. We're vibing.
Yeah, we are. But yeah. So the Packers are 3-1. I want to show some love to the chat over here. We got some people checking in. What's up, Mark?
Mark, what's up, man? Mark, you were always showing up for Matt here. We love to see you.
Mark is in he's in every live I did. But yeah. Kwik Trip is my restaurant. It's a fantastic restaurant. So let's talk about football. That's what a lot of people I mean, obviously no one tunes into this show to get smarter about football. But, I do want to just flex a little bit about the Green Bay Packers, because everyone's, Packers started 0-1, and I'm going to go back to this like the whole season, because how everyone was just like kicking a dog when it's down. Like it was like when the Packers lost to the Saints, and I get it. If the Bears would have lost like that, which, I mean, they kind of did after. I mean, maybe not like that, but like the Bears are not doing well. They won this week, but they played the Lions. And that's another thing. Let's talk about that for just 1 second. When the Packers beat the Lions and everyone's like, "Ooh, wow, the Packers won a game," and they're, everyone's excited, we're having a good time. Bears fans like, you only beat the Lions, and now the Bears beat the Lions, and they're high on
Fields. Yeah,
a banner. Like, they're all excited. I mean, if you win a game, be excited, be happy. But then you can't troll a whole fan base about being happy about winning a game, and then you play that same fan or that same team, and then you even more acting like this is it. This is like, Bears are moving for a reason. They got evicted.
They got evicted.
I know that's not the case, but that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But
no, but you're right. Like they saw us get whooped up by the Saints, and then they got all high and mighty, and they thought this was it. You know what I mean? They thought this was the year that they were going to do something. And then Justin Fields, their savior, comes in and doesn't play very well. And Matt Nagy can't decide if he wants, Andy Dalton or his local Kwik Trip cashier to come out and play quarterback for them. Like they have no idea what they're doing down there, dude. So it's hilarious to watch them freak out about us winning against the Lions. And now all of a sudden, they went against the Lions, and it's like you said, they're hanging a banner. That's ridiculous.
And that's like the most Viking thing to say. And I have more respect for the Bears than to say they're hanging banners, because I know that.
Yeah, that's the
quite
thing.
Like that. But I want to get to this comment right here. If Rashawn has 2 sacks on Burrow, are you his good luck charm now? And I think that might be the case, because I wear Preston Smith jersey, and I wore it like all of last year, basically, except for a little bit of Robert Tonyan, who I also love. But I wore Preston Smith jersey because I couldn't find it for a long time, because sometimes during the games I'd be drinking, I lose stuff.
Yeah.
I get I take it off, I can't find. So I wore Preston Smith's jersey. He had a great game. I think that was against the Niners. I think that was the game I was at.
Yeah, that was all you, man.
He commented on it. He's like, you have to wear my jersey for every game from now on.
I mean, he's not wrong now that you basically sealed the deal for him.
I don't think I could take full credit. I'm sure it's a lot of the weight room stuff and practicing. I don't know if it's just me throwing his jersey on, but I couldn't find it like coming in to this game. I was gonna wear Tunyons because I love me some Robert Tunyon, but I was like, no, Preston Smith said I gotta wear his jersey. I'm finding this thing. I had to find it. It was like in a corner somewhere. But I think the same might be true for Rashawn Gary. You know, we met, had some good conversations, got some pictures taken, did little video things, and so if he go, I mean, he did great last year. First of all, let's talk about Rashawn Gary here for a second. Rashawn Gary's that sack on Roethlisberger. I was live during that. He just reached around a dude and then just grabbed onto him and then just wouldn't let go and just kind of pulled him down. I thought those are the sacks I like. Those are just the most intense, just the most aggressiveness. Like nothing was going to stop him. Like there was no amount of people were going to get between him and just make that not happen. I thought that was he had a beautiful game. I love me some Rashawn Gary. I think he's going to have a huge year.
It was unbelievable, man. And look, this is the biggest thing with Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary is not your, dare I say it, like Zadarius Smith type of edge rusher, right? Like he's learning from Zadarius Smith, which is great. But Rashawn Gary is not your guy that's going to come around the edge and just wreck shit and, get a sack on every single, every other play, at least once a series or a couple times a game. Like you remember Zadarius Smith Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings in 2019 when he just popped off they were at US Bank Stadium and he just went ham and it was for the division and Zadarius Smith just wrecked shit. I don't think Rashawn Gary is actually ever going to be like that. I think Rashawn Gary is going to consistently be the most annoying, and I mean this in a good way.
Yeah,
annoying, disruptive, power pass rusher of all time. Like this dude is he's just a freak. He's a physical freak. And because he doesn't light up the sack numbers, people aren't going to give him the praise that he deserves. And I may be overhyping him here, but that's kind of the point because I feel like this dude gets so much hate. Ever since he was drafted, people are like, oh, he was drafted number 14. He used to be whatever. Like, no, this dude is going out there doing it and he's developing into the player we all thought that he could be. And his linebackers coach, Mike Smith, right? He's out here telling everybody, it's not about the sacks. It's about the pressures. You look up number one pressures in the NFL right now through 4 weeks. I bet you Rashawn Gary's number 1, 2, or 3 right now. I'm telling you, look it up. This dude is out here lighting it up, doing sacks like he did. He just absolutely disrupted Ben Roethlisberger's game plan. And I understand their O-line may be a little bit different, what all that kind of stuff, but he goes in here, just like you said, he's finding a way to get to the quarterback from the middle, from the center, from the edge, wherever he's at on the defensive line, standing up, putting his hand in the dirt. It doesn't matter. This dude is getting after the quarterback, and I love to see it. Forcing O-lineman back into his face. Oh, it's my favorite kind of rushing because no one appreciates it, but the trenches are so important like that, man. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important parts of the defense is getting in their face. That's the reason Tom Brady lost to the Giants is because they got in his face. You can't let if you're playing against a great quarterback, you can't just let him be comfortable. And if you're
I love sacks, but you're not going to get a sack on every down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to get that pressure.
Comfort zone.
Exactly. You got to get them off their spot. Get them off their spot. That's the biggest thing, right? Especially if you're a statue in the back, like Ben Roethlisberger, the shell of who he is, the artist formerly known as Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I mean? He's out here. He can't throw a football to save his life.
Yeah. I thought that was key. First of all, Roethlisberger, like you say, he's kind of a shell of his former self. He was not on point. He was overthrowing guys. I think a lot of that probably was like some pressure. And the way the offensive line played for the Packers, I thought was beautiful. Which I did not expect. I'm not a stat guy, and I'm not a smart football guy. But just seeing that offensive line should not have played as well as it did. For this whole year, really. Should not have played. We have a lot of young guys. David Bakhtiari is out, and then we have more injuries, and they're still doing it. And I think they're going to do it next week, playing over there in Cincinnati.
Cincy, Skyline. What is Cincy where they do the Skyline Chili? Have you ever heard of Skyline Chili? It's spaghetti, and then they put chili on it and cheese and stuff. It's a thing over there. Somebody's got to know in the chat, but yeah, Skyline Chili.
That sounds fantastic. Actually,
now I'm gonna Google it. Actually, Skyline Chili. Where's that at? I know it's in Ohio.
I was actually. A lot of people wanted me to go to Ohio.
Yeah, Cincinnati. Yeah, Skyline Chili is a chain of Cincinnati-style chili restaurants based in Cincinnati, founded in 1948. You got to Google a picture of this, man. Look at this chili, dude. It is literally spaghetti that they put like beef chili on and then like 2 pounds of cheese. It's incredible.
That actually sounds really, really good. That sounds like something that should happen in Wisconsin.
Okay, so Brent back in the chat. He's a local Cincinnati guy. Okay, so that's called a three-way. Okay, when you do all three, when you get the spaghetti, the chili, and the okay, so you can get just the chili, I'm assuming then. Cool. Love that. Yeah. I don't know. I watch a lot of Food Network. I watch a lot of like Guy Fieri, like diners, drive-ins, and dives. You know what I mean? And I think I saw him go to this place once or something.
Dude, that would be like great content is to like whoever the Packers are playing, we make that food. Like from that,
let's do it
from that place, and we do like a food review. But we'd probably have to find someone that cook it good. We might have to go to Corey's house for this. We have to go to
Corey's house. I'll cook, and we can do it at Corey's house. That'll be great. I'll fly up. I love that.
Every week you're gonna fly out every week.
Brent says you can add an onion and it'll make it a 4-way. Love that. Love that. Anyways, I don't know how we got on the chili talk. That was all me. But yeah, Cincinnati.
I'm not a big fan of onions. But
just like raw onion, you mean?
Yeah, I don't like any type of onion.
So you would not like In-N-Out Burger then?
No,
you can get it without the onion though.
No, I always say no onions, like no matter where I'm at.
Yeah, Culver's even.
Culver's is I say no onions no matter where I'm at. I ate at 1919 today over at Lambeau Field. They have great food. I don't know why I said that, but so. What are your expectations going into the Bengals? We got Joe Burrow. I actually like. I think he's a good young quarterback. He got hurt last year.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals. What are the Bengals' record? I'm not even sure.
That's a good question.
Sure. What is the Bengals' record? He will. Oh yeah, Kevin's in here. He says Skyline.
Oh, they're 3-1. They're 3-1. They're at the top of the division, man.
Are they? Yeah, I know that they're starting good. But yeah, so like, what are your thoughts going into this game?
I think this is I don't believe in trap games, but I think this is a game that you have to pay more attention to than most people think. I think they got to take away Jamar Chase. They got to take away his like security blanket, right? Take that guy away. You know, they've got Bird out there. They got some other guys like that. But if you can get Burrow uncomfortable in the pocket, again, we were just talking about that, getting pressure on this kid. You know what I mean? Like you can get him off his spot. You don't want to see him outside of the pocket. He's kind of got some like old school Aaron Rodgers traits where he likes to get out of the pocket. He likes to do some stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just take away Jamar Chase. It's kind of like taking away Devontae Adams, man. Like you got to take away the security blanket and go from there. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird matchup, right? It's like somebody that we don't normally play. It's kind of like with the Steelers, right? It's just like a weird matchup, you know? And the Steelers game, like as great as it was and as comfortable as that win was, you got to take a look at, you know, like Ben Roethlisberger, if he makes a couple of those throws here and there throughout the game, it's a totally different ball game. It's probably a lot closer than people wanted. I mean, there was at least 2 touchdowns that he missed just by his throws alone. If Joe Burrow can get those throws off, like situationally, obviously it's a different game, different place, different team, but it's going to be tough, man. I think it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and the Packers got injuries like Jair Alexander. Like I don't know like what the details of that is. I heard like I was watching like experts. I forget what I saw. It might have been on Twitter, but they were saying like no, I think it was on Pat McAfee. They were talking to someone. They were asking like about that injury. Can he play through it? And he said that it's all about pain toleration. So like, good thing it's not me because I do not tolerate pain. But so like it depends because the guy they were talking to was like a former player, so it's like not like he knows the injury that he actually has, how bad it is. Have you heard anything? She's at TV, you know, the media people like what's going
on Ja? No, man. I think the latest, the most concrete thing we know, the closest people to the situation is what Tom Silverstein put out this morning, and that's just that. Hey, they're looking at all the options right now. Does he need surgery? Can he play through it with like some sort of therapy, whether that's putting a brace on it or getting daily injections or doing things like that? Or is it something where they can just like shut him down for 3 weeks and come back and try again later? Like, we don't really know. And we're going to find out tomorrow. Aaron Nagler said that it'll probably be from Rob Demovsky, who has contacts, within the organization, or it could come from Tom, who also has contacts within the organization about it. So I don't know, dude. It's going to be weird. It's a weird situation. Like, they don't want to mess this one up. Obviously, how big of a role that Jair has in our defense. All I got to say is, and this is going to piss a lot of haters off, but I don't care, isn't it funny how every single person wanted Kevin King cut immediately? But then what, right? Then this happens, right? Now our number one guy is down. Sir, you've got the bright spot in Stokes. Stokes is making his way up the roster. But then who do you have behind that? Nobody. Yeah. So now Kevin King's getting back to being healthy. And aren't you glad you have somebody that at least knows this defense? And I understand there's other veterans out there that they could have signed for less money, probably would have been a little bit more reliable on some of the deep balls and stuff like that. But I'd rather have somebody in the building who knows this team, knows this defense, knows Adrian, knows Devondre, knows these people, right? These signal callers, the heart of this defense, and can play behind them and knows what's going on. So haters, get over it. I'm glad that the Packers kept Kevin King for this reason alone. He's great depth. And if he lost his job to the rookie Stokes, that's on him, man. But he can play inside. He can play outside. He can play on both of those places in corner, and I'm all for it, man. So, and this week is going to be big, because if Jair is going to get shut down for a little bit, whether it's surgery and season ending or whatever, hopefully not, even if it's just IR for 3 weeks. Look, Marquez, different injury, I understand. He got a hammy. They put him on IR for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Okay. So minimum 3 weeks. So they could probably do the same to Jair. I don't know, dude. I'm just saying. I'm just glad that they've got at least some veteran presence back there to back it up and a little bit of depth.
Yeah, I agree about Kevin King. I was never for people talking about cutting him and all craziness. I get, like, Eric Stokes, he's always been, I think that was the plan, to get him to be number 2. Jair.
I'm taking Stokes over King on a football field any day if you're talking about pure depth charts. Yeah. But in today's NFL, dude, you need more. It's more than depth, right? You play like it's a basketball team, rotational players that do rotational things, right? You need people that are skilled at different areas to do different things. And you can't just have one or two guys. You got to have people behind it.
Yeah. So let's clear this up, because I know a lot of people, like, on my especially on my Facebook, were asking me this. What is the exact injury to Jair Alexander?
I think
even I was a little confused with this.
Yeah, hold on. Let me Google this while we're doing this,
because I saw that it was like
till like 30 seconds here.
Oh, I got you. But yeah. So this comment is that King and Stokes can hold it down till Ja gets back. Yeah, so hopefully we don't have to lose him for like an extended amount of time. But like, yeah, I think it's great that King is still there.
It looks like yeah, I agree. It's you need that depth, especially someone that knows the team really well. It looks like it's an AC sprain or joint injury, which unfortunately, and this is why there's so much speculation about it, has such a wide range of treatments and a wide range of healing times. It just depends on the person. It depends on the severity of the issue. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like when you get a rash, and this is a really bad comparison. I'm not a doctor. Do not listen to this. Please delete this. But it's like, if you get a rash, like it depends on the person, right? How long is that rash going to be there? Like, you don't know. It all depends on the person's skin, the severity of the rash, that type of thing. It's the same thing with an AC joint. Like, from what I'm reading on Twitter, this is not me talking about this. This is stuff I've read on Twitter. So take it with a grain of salt. But everything that I'm hearing is that there's a lot of speculation about how long this could be. They've got those like Twitter accounts like Pro Football Doc and stuff like that. Yeah. They're all kind of saying the same thing. Like, we don't know. Like, it just depends on what they decide to do with him.
Yeah. Okay. This is actually a really good question over here from Kevin. And that's all good insight. And I don't have anything to add to that because I'm not a doctor. Hopefully, Jair is okay. But like, if he is out, hopefully it's very limited. But I like this question because it's fun. And this is a fun show. All right, Tyler? Kevin says, what is more likely to happen? Packers taunting penalty for celebrating, or Bengals getting a pick on Rodgers? That's actually a really good question. I think it's a fun question. And I don't know. I don't think either are going to happen, actually.
I don't think either are going to happen either. But the way the refs have been playing, oh man, not playing, but you know what I mean. The way the refs have been working the last couple of weeks, dude, anything's possible. Like we've been getting killed by the refs.
Oh yeah. And first of all, like the refs just around the league, if you've been watching them, like it seems like that Niners game, Packer fans and Niners fans were blaming the refs. If the Packers would have ended up losing that game, a lot of Packer fans would have blamed the refs. The Niners ended up losing. I felt like the Packers, when they got screwed, was way more like it led to points. Like the Niners coming back because the refs sucked. The refs are horrible. And I was saying, like, during my live, I was live during the game, and I said, I was like, all right, if the Packers end up losing this game, I won't blame the refs. I'm gonna try not to blame the refs. But like those refs were so bad. So like I could see I would see a taunting penalty before Rodgers throwing a pick, just because I think after this New Orleans game, I feel like Rodgers, he's gonna go lights out. He's not gonna. I mean, it could happen, a tip ball or whatever, but I would say there's a better chance of the Packers taunting. Maybe if Sean Gary runs it back for a pick six. I would love to see that, because I was talking to him today. We were talking about like jumping into the stands, and like when you get down there, because we were like through the back of the end zone, and I was like, there's no chance I could jump into the stands. There's no chance. Even if a lot of the guys, AJ Dillon, he had a little mix up over there jumping into the stands last year. And but even like them pulling you up, I couldn't do it. It's not as easy as it looks. Like I didn't try it because I don't think that they would let me anyways. They don't want me running around. But like, dude, that is a big jump. Like I don't blame AJ Dillon for having his little slip up, but I forgot where
it is way bigger than it looks on TV. I tell you that, man. Rashawn could get up there though. He's got hops, I'm sure.
Oh, I think he could, especially like if you're running the adrenaline. I can't say that word. The adrenaline is going.
There you go.
Especially a pick six. You got speed. You got momentum. I think he could do it. I think when AJ Dillon gets his next opportunity, I don't think he did it this year. Has he? He hasn't got a touchdown yet this year, has he?
AJ?
Yeah, I don't.
Not this year. I don't think
he almost did though last week.
Yeah, he got shoestring tackled at he got clamped. He got clamped at the end at the 1 yard line. That is so lame.
But I can't wait, because I'm not gonna say I hope he gets his next opportunity. I know he will. Obviously, he's gonna get a touchdown, and I can't wait to see him, because he's got to redeem himself.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, let's check out some comments here. Sure, but I think we got away with one. Oh yeah, I think they're talking about the penalties probably in the Niners game. Yeah, the Packers got away with some. That's how it goes though. Like,
yeah, it does. Absolutely. Like you can't blame. You gotta factor in the refs to every game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get some, you don't get some. You know what I mean? And
you win some, you lose some. Hey, what can I say?
When the Packers like get one for them, I'll acknowledge it. Like I'm biased. Like I'm the most biased Packer fan of all time.
Of course, we all are.
Nagler gets like such the hate for that. He's a guy or whatever. Like, dude, no one is more biased than me. But when I see like the Packers get one, like, all right, we got one there. And like I'm not shy about I'm glad we got that. I'm glad it happened. I'm glad that ref has worse eyes than me. But like when the Packers are getting screwed, now I'm swearing and I'm cussing at the refs in my house, so not to their face. But all right. Mike says he wants my hat. You can get it at the Packers Pro Shop. This is a beautiful hat. It is. Check out the Packers Pro Shop. Let's check out what Tony's saying. It goes back and forth on bad calls. It does. Joshua says this guy in the beanie looks like Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have to Google who that is.
I think I've watched. I think I'm not sure I watch Ghost Adventures, but I love like those ghost shows, like when they go in the houses.
Oh yeah, it's just another white. It's just another white guy with big glasses. I get it, Josh. Thanks, Joshua. Thanks.
I don't know if I know that show, but they all look like you, because it's cold. They're in an old house, no heat.
Yeah,
no one's lived there for 16 years.
It doesn't help that I had my light. It doesn't help that I had my lighting set up for daytime, and then I come in here to do your show, and all I've got is this one light, and I look like I'm in Ghost Adventures right now.
I like this comment right here. He says, Nagler versus Ramage beer chugging contest. Who wins? All right. I will accept that challenge. I'm not going to say I'll win because I think Aaron Nagler can hold his own. I'm not going to be over here gloating and talking trash about him, but I would definitely win.
You would win. I could say that right now. You'd win. You'd win 100%.
I'm not a great chugger. It's all about, I'm a sprinter. Like I can drink all day, all night. I'm good to go.
The secret to chugging is when you look at beer, right? And you know why they like pour it a certain way to get the right head and all that kind of stuff. Like, especially coming off a tap. It's the same thing with cans. Like, you got to get it mixed up. Like, there is a lot of CO2 and stuff that's like inside beer that if it's not mixed up before you put it in your stomach, when you drink beer too fast and it just like kind of like overflows and you almost want to spit it out. It's the same thing. Like, you got to get it mixed up. That's why a lot of people like they do the stabbing thing, or they'll like drop something into it like a Jaeger bomb. You know what I mean? Like, because it's a lot easier to drink once that like CO2 has been broken up. That was really technical and completely unnecessary for this conversation, but like, it's just, it was something I saw on the internet, so I got to regurgitate it and make it sound like it's my own thought. You know what I mean?
You're saying that, because chugging beer out of a glass is way easier than a can.
Yeah, because it's already like poured in there, and the CO2 has already been like mixed up. So like it's not going to overflow like a volcano in your stomach. Like it goes down a lot smoother when it's already.
So you're like
emulsified.
You're like Walter White right now. I'm watching Breaking Bad again. I
got to rewatch that show. It's such a good show, man.
It is. So the whole time you're talking, I'm like, dude, that's just science.
I'm going through The Sopranos right now. I had never seen the show. So I'm in the middle of season 1. So
I would love to have an episode of my show where we just talk about like Sopranos and Breaking Bad and like Game of Thrones. Hey, I haven't watched Game of Thrones in a while, but like I could sit there and I could talk Sopranos for an hour. No problem. Any day. Like when you get done, maybe we'll do that. We'll have a whole episode just because I've watched Sopranos about 3 times. I just watched the movie. They have a movie, like a prequel. To the show.
That's why I got into it. I saw that was coming out, and I didn't want to miss out. So I was like, I guess I got to watch the show now.
Dude, I love that show. Sopranos is the best show of that genre. Even though I also love Breaking Bad, I'm watching it now.
Well, Sopranos was the original, right? Okay, let's not get too far into this, but
Sopranos was the original. It was like the first one that like made that type of show.
And a lot of their like teams and like people like directors and people that worked on that show went off to go make some of these crazy shows. So
Sons of Anarchy is better than Breaking Bad. I love Sons of Anarchy, but I think that's very close. It's very close. I wouldn't argue with that. I like this comment right here. Matt zoned out during that explanation.
Every episode.
Let's see what Mark says. Mark says the league is an amazing show, except it's based out of Chicago. That's that fantasy football show, right? That is, I think my son watches that a lot.
I haven't seen it.
It's based on fantasy football, like just a bunch of guys and girls who guys and their wives, and they're into fantasy football, but like so hardcore, like they do all types of wild stuff. My son watches it, but it's kind of old, so like all the players that they talk about are like all outdated. But the trades, it's just kind of really wild.
Yeah,
a good show. Like
I picked up Randy Moss this week.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. So Brett's thoughts on the punter change. Looks good so far, but it isn't cold yet. Yeah, so we got ourselves a football question here.
I guess it is a football show.
I don't know. Like punters matter. I know that, but I think so far. What
based on that punt last week, I'm all in, man. Bojorquez. That's how you say it, right? Bojo, as they call him. Dude, he is everything that J.K. Scott was advertised to be, right? I think some people had said that. No disrespect to J.K., man. He tried his best, but for 3 years, it was the same deal with J.K., right? He'd come out hitting nukes the first couple weeks. And then all of a sudden it would just, the weather changed and it just fell off. And now Pat McAfee did a whole breakdown on how it wasn't the weather. It's the way JK held it. And he held it like a different style than most punchers do. And his feet never left the ground. And he was too like elastic, and that just got tiring over time. So his, punts weren't, as accurate as they could be. But dude, this Bojorquez guy, like he comes out here, Bojo, and just starts bombing them every play. And his feet leaves the ground. And he's got that like little shimmy that he does before each play. I love it, dude. I think Pat McAfee should do like a breakdown on it so we can learn why he is so good at what he's doing, man. I love to see it.
Yeah, I think he should. I don't know a lot about punchers, like as far as like breaking it down. I know that Corey Benke thinks that you should never draft one.
That's Corey though.
What he thinks about drafting Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee I think was a great pick. I don't know how anyone could argue that. But I know Corey would find a way, and he would be like, well, this guy was drafted, this and that. But anyway, we have a Corey Benke question in the chat. And
let's go.
I always wondered what Corey Benke has in his Packer cup during Packer game streams. So do you it's usually he drinks a lot more water than people think. It's usually water.
Although he likes those like sour beers from Untitled Art. Have you ever heard of that brewing company? Yeah, he likes a lot of those. Like he likes a lot of like really interesting flavored beers. So it's probably one of those. I don't know. You'd have to ask him, but definitely not going to speak for him. But it's probably either water or a sour beer.
Yeah. All right, we got Kevin here. Said, who's saying "Kiki, do you love me"?
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? So you never. Yeah, I think I tweeted that after during the game after it happened. That was great. Kiki.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's shout out to Kevin over here. All right, we got Tony saying Benke drinks a ton of Mexican sodas. I don't know exactly know what that means, but Benke drinks so much stuff though. Like
he's got it all, man.
You've been in his house. Like I've never been in someone's house and they say, "What do you want to drink?" And there's literally like maybe 100 options.
Right, and your glass is never empty.
Yeah, like
even if it's just water. Like I was drinking a lot of water while I was there because I'm trying to lose some weight for my wedding in a couple weeks. But I'm like I was drinking so much water while I was there that weekend because I knew I was gonna have some beer. And like when you have beer, like you get dehydrated so easily. And every 2 seconds I looked up and my glass was full.
And it's not regular water. Like he pours water from like a special container.
Yeah. He's got it all filtered.
Yeah, there's no drink at Benke's house that isn't like extra. And
facts.
It's
facts, bro. As the kids say, facts.
Like I remember like going there for the first time. He's like, "What do you want to drink?" And I was like, "I don't know. You got a spotted cow." Like he opened that fridge. It's just like every kind of beer that you could ever want. And he's like, you can have, and it's so much Wisconsin beer in here. I'm like, yeah, I'm still going to go with Spotted Cow. But Benke has everything. Like, I don't know. He must shop for beer every day. Because I know that he has a lot of people. He has a lot of friends. He lives in a very nice, very good view. Who doesn't want to go to that house?
That's true. That's
true. Always stocked. It's always fully stocked. Even my fridge downstairs, it goes out of stock. But that's not my own fault because I'm the only one drinking it. But we'll get to a few more, and I'm gonna let you go. I know you got stuff to do over here. All right, we got Joshua says, y'all think we can beat the Bengals without Jair Alexander? That's a good question. So, yes, I do, but I'm like the most biased Packer fan of all time. But I think the Packers, if Jair is out long term, I think it's very, very, concerning. I think he's like one of the very few pieces on this defense that you don't want to lose. Like we lost Zadarius, that hurts, but we got Rashawn Gary, we got Preston, we got guys that can kind of like try to like. I'm not saying that they can feel that because I think Zadarius is a very big part of this defense, but they've recovered. But like Jair, number one, when you have a guy that can just shut down basically a receiver, I know that he got beat over the top this last week, but like
but that was a fluke, man. It was on like a free play. Yeah. He didn't know what was going on. He thought they blew it dead. They didn't, like that type of thing.
Yeah. So like he's like a guy that is just like you can trust. Like he's just like he's just
no. I agree. Jair is incredibly important, and I don't think anyone should diminish that. I think I still think they're going to be okay. I think it hurts their chances a lot down the road if he's gone for the season. I think they should go out and try and find, some help to plug that hole. But
first of all, don't say that.
I know, right? I shouldn't have even.
Don't.
I shouldn't have even said it.
Go on for the season, Tyler.
Yeah, but as for
I'm actually gonna DM Aaron Nagler after this and say, you'll probably see Tyler before me and smack him. He just insinuated that there's a possibility.
Deserved. That's fair. I deserve that. That's fair, bro. That's fair.
All right. So let's.
As for if they can beat the Bengals, I'll put it this way: they should. Yeah, they should. I don't. Can they? Yes. Will they? I don't know. They should. That's all I'll say.
Big shout out to Tony over here. Beat the Bengals by 2 scores. Book it. I like that. But I
Tony, let's go.
Dude, yeah. Be awesome at Benke's on game day. Yeah, Corey Benke's house like on game day.
It's a wild spot, man. I didn't even get a spot this past weekend.
No, I would like to go to his house one day for a game day, but I do my own little live streams. And
yeah, you're too busy for Benke.
No, I would actually skip it. Probably to drink at his. But I live like 40-minute drive away. I can't be at his house getting all hammered and have to drive home. I don't want to have to sleep in his yard.
In his moat.
Yeah, I would just park across the street at Lambeau Field and just sleep there. I'm not sure if they'll told me, but yeah, I think it's got to be just awesome just partying over there with them. But yeah, I think the Packers win this week. Do you have a score prediction?
Score prediction? No, I hate score predictions. I'm terrible at them, but I think they could easily put up 27 to 30, man. Anywhere in that range. They're going to put up that many at least. Yeah. Is that enough to win? We'll see. I don't know, dude. It is what hard. It is. Like I said last week, it's hard to win in the NFL, man. It doesn't matter who you're playing.
Yeah, I think it's hard to predict the Bengals numbers because, I'm not exactly sure like what their offense is doing. I know that they're doing well.
I'll bet prop bets all day long, man. I'll take prop bets all day long, but I'm not doing score.
I'm gonna start doing like some betting. Like I don't know where, but I want to
do go to like FanDuel, get your free $50. Don't put any money into it. Here's the thing. Here's how you win at these things.
All right,
you don't put any money into it. You take the free credits that they give you, right? And you just play that. You just keep playing that. You win a little bit. You don't cash it out until you get a good chunk. Like I was up to a few $100 based off their like $10 credit that they gave me. So that's how you make money off those things, right? Just don't get addicted. Don't put any of your too much money into it. Now, a lot of people get a little too crazy with it. And I understand there's all the betting heads, all the haters are going to come for me because I said that, but it's true for the casual bettor like you and I that takes the prop bets, that takes the parlays, that takes the over under. Just don't even worry about that. Go make your few couple $100.
I could never get addicted to gambling because I love my money and I can't give it away. But I know a guy who just won 10 grand off.
Yeah, I believe it, man.
Off, what's it called when they have like, got to have 3 or 4 or 5 things happen?
Yeah, parlay. Yeah.
Parlay. He just had a parlay, won 10 grand.
Wow, man.
He's like, I'll help you. I was like, all right, I'll let you, bro. I'll let you.
I don't know how he can help you with a parlay is just stacked prop bets. Like this person's going to score a touchdown. This person's going to score a touchdown. This person's going to get this many yards. This person's going to win. You know what I mean? Like it's such a crapshoot.
It is. Mike says, I want to watch a game and drink with Ramage.
We all watch a game and drink with Ramage.
I'm live for every game, for most games, unless I'm at the game.
There's your opportunity, folks.
Yeah, and Sunday Night Football usually, and Monday Night. But Monday Night Football, I always plan to go live during that Monday Night Football game. But then I drink so much on Sunday, and Monday I'm just done, just toast. I'm just chilling, you know what I mean? But yeah, Brett says he thinks it's going to be 34-24. I assume in Packers. I think somewhere in there. I think that's a really good prediction. I think the Packers are going to put up about 30. The Bengals are no chumps. I don't think any.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I mean, obviously they're 3-1 for a reason. I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
And I cannot hate on the Bengals. Like I talk trash about so many teams, like who the Packers are playing, but like the Saints, I didn't trash before we played them because first of all they were going through like a horrible situation at that time.
Yes, of course.
The Bengals are the Jaguars, like those type of teams. Like I just can't trash them. I think the Bengals are on the right track right now. They got a young quarterback. Let's see what they can do. but I have a hard time trashing like these fan bases that
Right.
are a ride or die. Like if you're a Bengals fan, like you've been a Bengals fan for 20 years, respect, because like
seriously,
you could have jumped off, you could have went the Browns, which I don't know if anyone's doing that. But you know what I mean? They could have
the Browns.
off, you know what I mean? But look, Mark says, hopefully we don't blow. All right, Mark, let's keep it easy. This is a clean show here, Mark.
It's a family show.
But anyways, I'm gonna let you get out of here. We got Tyler Herrick in the building. Everyone, check out the AJ Dillon. What's it called again?
Hashtag carry the G. Carry the G. Monday nights. Cheesehead TV or youtube.com/cheeseheadtv, at Cheesehead TV on social, at Tyler Herrick, HERRICK. You can find me anywhere under that. But yeah, check out Cheesehead TV. We love to see it. From Aaron, Corey, myself, Perry, Maggie, everyone at Cheesehead TV.
Yeah,
we love you guys. Matt, we love you. It is awesome hanging out with you. Go check out the TikToks we made. Pub those, man. Those are fun. We made some drinking TikToks with Matt Ramage. Some old-fashioned videos, him tasting some. Charles Woodson whiskey got all involved with it. We love to see it, dude.
We're actually, while I'm here, I'm going to be doing a review of Woodson whiskey straight with Tommy Crabtree.
Perfect.
We're gonna be doing that. So, but yeah, I did some content with Cheesehead TV. Corey made some old-fashioned. People were asking me because I was like, I'm gonna do a review of Woodson whiskey. Like, didn't you already drink it? Like, that was an old-fashioned. It's a little different. And Corey's a magician. Tasted beautiful.
Right, that's true. Yeah, you definitely got to try it alone. In fact, can you text Charles and get me a couple bottles? Just have him send me a case. You know that like fancy one that you sent. You guys you're buddy with him now. He's out here retweeting you, man. Like just text him, get him that thing for me.
I'll reach out. I don't have those kind of connections. But yeah, dude, Woodson whiskey. Everyone should get it. Be supporting a Packer legend. You know what I mean?
That's correct. Yeah.
And hopefully someday soon it's sold at Kwik Trip. That would be the perfect domino.
That would be amazing.
You can get Woodson whiskey at Kwik Trip.
Yes, sir. That would be incredible.
Give me some Glazers. Give me some whiskey. Let's have a day. You know what I mean?
Trifecta. Love it.
Everyone, sure to check out the AJ Dillon show. Carry the G with AJ Dillon on Cheesehead TV. Let me talk straight. Every Monday. Tyler is the Cheesehead TV social media specialist. Is that what they call it?
Sure.
An exact title.
Let's go with that. Yep. Whatever you want to call it.
But I appreciate you tuning in. Check out Cheesehead TV and shout out to Kwik Trip. Dude, what a day. You know what I mean? What a day. Let's play this outro. Oh no, I think I'm screwed up.
Hit it.
It's Green Bay when that pack come. Watch when the touchdown. Intercept your bag and you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down. It's Green Bay when that pack come. No rats, we stay